Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 52 of Cross Atlantic Gaming. I'm your host, Risky the Kid, and joining me this week are my co-hosts, Chocolate.
How you doing, folks?
Moose.
Hey, guys.
And joining us for his very first time, Viva Les Sweeney. What's going on, Sweeney?
How's it going, folks?
Folks are doing great. So, quick little bit on Sweeney. He's a big part of the community. He hasn't been on the show yet, but he recently started handling all of our community events. He's worked our social media stuff before. Pretty much just done all sorts of helpful things. So thanks for that, Sween Machine, as you named yourself for cast. Now I might just call you that the whole episode.
No problem. I'm always here to help. I enjoy the community. So
Good. Speaking of community plays, do we have one lined up in the future here?
So next weekend we're playing Star Wars Battlefront 2. I think it's going to be Friday. That's so far what's winning in the votes. So get yourselves involved. I'll put an LFG up on Tuesday and just accept it in the club on Xbox. Let us know you're coming.
Easy as that, huh?
That's it.
Last one was a lot of fun, so I'm assuming this will be just as fun. We don't really have a lot of stuff to take care of at the top of the show. For anyone who's listening in live on Mixer, thanks for your patience. It took us quite a while to get this episode going. But hopefully you, the podcast listener that is the smart one that's listening to this when it's posted at a later date.
Polished, shined, and pristine.
Yeah, it's a little more shiny and polished.
Are you talking about my head?
Yep. All right. Hey, another week in gaming. What have we all been playing? Let's start with Golf Club 2019. I know Moose and Sweeney, you guys have both been playing it. Sweeney, what are you getting into in the Golf Club?
So far, I've played 2 rounds, like through the PGA Tour career mode. I've spent about 10 minutes on the driving range learning to play. I think so far it seems easier to play than the last golf game I played, which was Rory McIlroy. I've got the swing with the left thumbstick rather than the right thumbstick. I find it much easier.
With your offhand, correct?
Yeah.
I'm left-handed, so I use the right thumbstick, and I completely agree with you.
Yeah, I think it's more stable.
Yep.
Almost perfect every single swing. I do think it's a good game. I think the putting could do with a bit more hand-holding. It's quite difficult sometimes.
It can get frustrating, too. It can turn a good round into a terrible round, just like out on the real course. Quick, can it, Sweeney?
100%. I was playing yesterday, and I said, Moose, I got my first eagle. It was only my second hole in the first round. And I ended up going from -10 to -4 on 2 holes.
Yeah.
A treble bogey on 2 holes. The putting just killed me.
That's all it takes.
Is there any licensed stuff in the
Yep.
golf club? There is.
This is the first year that they have the PGA license, so it's got all the courses on it, the tournaments. I don't know if it has Augusta. I haven't checked, but I've heard that it does.
Wasn't it that they released it, and then I think a week later they managed to get all the licenses from another game, and then had to have a big update?
I think that
I'm
might
not sure.
be the case. I think they were trying to get it for 2, but they were not able to lock it down, and then I think they were able to get it right before release of the 3rd one, so they put in a big patch.
Yeah, it must have been it, from what I vaguely remember.
80% of the achievements are hit a hole-in-one on an official course. So they are really promoting that they have the official courses.
It's funny that they put it that way.
Yeah, and I haven't ranked up enough in the career mode to see if they actually have the PGA professionals, but I assume that they don't. They don't want to pay all those guys for their likenesses, I would assume. So everything but the guys, they can't play against Tiger or Rory or, any of your favorites out there. But it's the courses are there, and they're definitely a challenge, I'd say.
That's cool. So is it just making up names for all these random people? Is there any good names?
Yeah, I think so.
I haven't, again, I'm the same. I
Yeah,
am.
maybe we can have a contest to see who has the best random name in their tournaments.
That would be cool.
That's what I find most interesting about golf and probably this golf game, so I thought I'd ask.
Right? You find a
Yeah.
Dick Burns or a Oliver Closeoff, something like that.
Richard
Oh.
Head, Oliver close off. Jeez.
Oliver close off.
Go Oliver, go. That's who I'm
It's
rooting for.
Russian, right?
I think so.
Ollie
When
Closeoff.
we need to start locking down Moose's quotes. These are getting better and better as the weeks go on.
The
We're gonna have to hire
community
someone
play
new.
Yeah,
quotes.
well, I try.
The community
There you go.
play quotes on Rocket League killed me. I couldn't stop laughing for 10 minutes.
What
was
quote was
amazing.
that? Oh, the knock you off your broom Malfoy
Howard.
thing.
Oh,
Yeah, the Harry
Superb.
Potter.
super.
Good stuff. All right, Chocolate, let's get your Apex talk out of the way. Did you kill anyone?
Why do you have to talk about it every week?
It was one of the games I played.
Do you see what I did, Chocolate? Do you see what I wrote next to my name?
Yeah. You didn't play
What,
anything,
nothing?
did
It was just a big blank nothing because it was all the same stuff. I just
Listen,
want to know
Go
what
on.
your win count's at.
so the win count I didn't check before I came on, which is really frustrating. But I've bagged 2 this week, so 2 wins. I've definitely eclipsed your win record on Apex.
Yeah, for sure.
So I am the living legend. It's
Your-
back.
Your win record was in jeopardy last night for about 10 minutes, but we decided to go ahead and push on through with Blackout.
Oh really? Was
Yeah,
there
yeah.
a certain conversation? Shall we play? And it was no, let's not.
We had 4 people, and then we're like, oh, we can't play Apex, otherwise we would have beat all of Chocolate's records by now.
Oh, I see.
As far as I know, and somebody in chat or just wherever can correct me, but I couldn't find a good way to actually look up your kill or your wins in Apex without having to like go in and look at each character and how many top 3s they got. Because I guess if you get in the top 3, then your team won. So you have to like go to each character, check how many wins you have like that, and then like add them all up, and that's how you get it. Like, why not just put that somewhere easy, whether in an
Right.
app or on a website or just in the game? Makes a lot of
Part your
sense.
achievements would be
Yeah.
nice.
So
Or something in the top right, just to kind of keep going on your win count. So you've just got one number that focus, or however many wins you get, just focuses on that win. That'd be lovely.
yeah, it's in the actual banners part. So if you go down to your banners in each character, it says top 10 or top 3, and then below that it has actual wins, because I placed in the top 3 20 times with Mirage and still haven't had a win with him.
Oh, okay.
Also,
So
it'd be
it's-
the squad of 3, wouldn't? Yeah.
So I've been top 3 with him 20 times with 0 wins.
okay,
He
so it
is
actually does
so
say
bad.
wins. So that's good.
Yeah,
When I was playing with Mox, though, he told me you get way more experience just for being alive and staying alive longer than you do actually for each kill.
But they're
Yeah.
they're stopping now, so they're putting
Oh,
in.
they're changing it?
Well, they're putting into place that some people have been exploiting the fact that you're getting better XP by
By
hiding.
just hiding the whole entire game.
But then, kind of the whole thing of battle royale is to last the longest. So surely there is an element of hiding, dragging out.
Right.
And that
exactly.
like that's how
Some
I
people
have
win
success.
all the fights, some people hide in the best spots.
Yeah,
Survival
and,
of
like,
the fittest.
that's just part of the success that like I've had is knowing when to fight people, and like a lot of times it's better to just ignore people that are fighting
Right.
people you could attack and go somewhere else and get yourself some better area, I guess.
Or third party somebody after they've been depleted.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's all a different way of winning, isn't it? You
Well,
don't want the same everybody running and gunning. You might just play team deathmatch that way.
Well, yeah, I think that it's all of a sudden become more apparent that people are trying to exploit the XP, because there's also bonuses that if you play as each character every day and get a certain amount of XP with every single character, it boosts your overall stats in the season pass.
Right.
So, I
That's
mean,
what Mox was telling me too. You have to play so much with each character daily.
Exactly, and we've said, and they've said that the season pass at the moment is slightly flawed. So maybe they'll be addressing it in season 2 when that gets announced. I think it's during E3 or at some point in E3. they're going to announce it and then gets released, I think, a week or two later.
Yeah, they said they were going to be talking about the next battle pass or season or whatever they're calling it at E3. So,
hey, Chocolate, I did want to ask you. I saw some news this week about Apex. Are you worried about being banned?
Why? Because I may have been carried through a few of my
Yeah,
wins.
you get carried too often, and they'll just straight ban you from the game. So
There
how
have
does
been
that
about
work?
well,
yeah, right. I think that has to do with them trying to exploit this whole XP thing, and
yeah, but then you potentially you could be just a really poor player.
right.
I'm not doing myself any favors in this at all. But yeah, I don't get many kills. I maybe sometimes come with 2 if I'm lucky, and damage of like 300.
It only takes one.
But you've only got to kill one person to get the win,
Right.
don't you?
Exactly.
I think this is maybe what people online might be exploiting this. If you're a good player, you sell your services.
Right.
So
Well, yeah, I mean
two
that could
players
be.
selling the services to a younger kid for $10 a game. You never know.
Sure.
That's
Did you
what
say something about
happens.
Chocolate
Or
selling his
whatever.
services to you? Never mind.
I thought that's how Chocolate was getting all these wins. Is he was paying some kid, probably Eric's kid, to come and play Apex for him.
So it's the only way I can get friends to play.
Right.
Are they
Chocolate
friends at
just
that
keeps
point?
the headset on and smacks the kid when he doesn't do anything right.
Well, no, pay him extra, yeah, of course. Right, so let's move on. I got some wins in Apex.
Good deal. Sweeney playing some Assassin's Creed Origins.
Yes, I'm late to the party, but it really is.
It's a good
It's
party.
a great game. It's a great game. I think the graphics are still unreal. Probably
Right.
the best graphical game I've played in a long time. Maybe the best graphical game I've played.
It's one of the most beautiful on the X, that's for sure.
Definitely. I've took a lot of pictures in the game when when you go into the photography mode. I think it's a really neat part of the game. My favourite part so far is when I seen the lighthouse of Alexandria. That was and I got on top of a big desert sand mountain and took a picture of the whole of Alexandria, and it was really, the graphics was superb. I was really blown away by it. I think it's a really good game. The fighting is pretty hard. At the minute,
I was going to see if you got a better hold of that or not.
yeah, but at the minute, if I'm gonna slash up people, I ride in on my horse or camel and just start slashing everybody
There you go.
because they just die very quickly. And I've just got my concealed blade, so I am assassinating more people now rather than getting into fights. So I'm finding it much easier now, and obviously I'm getting the legendary gear off the Uplay club as well, and the free gear you can get.
Yeah, I got a
which
ton of
is-
free stuff
which
from
is good as
Uplay.
well.
So
Yeah.
nice.
So I've been using all the legendary gear out of there as well.
That
I'm yet to jump on that. I need
It's
to
a
really.
great game. And you could pick it up for what, 10, $15 now probably?
Origins now for sure. Yeah.
My boss in work borrowed me because he's been telling me how good it is for a long time. So,
He's not wrong.
He's not going to get it back till the end of the summer. It's
That's
not a
probably
short
true.
game.
Or not going to get it
probably
back full
true as
stop.
well. Hey, leave that out.
I feel like that's one of the last really big games that I actually spent the time to go all the way through and complete it, because I've
Right.
been real bad at that lately. But for whatever reasons, Origins, and I haven't started Odyssey yet. But
It's making me want to
I think
get
you'll be
Odyssey.
hooked.
just don't play them
Odyssey
back to
is-
back.
Odyssey is like
Yeah.
Origins times 10. But yeah, definitely don't play them back to back. You'll burn yourself out. I think my problem when I played Origins the first time was I tried to play Shadow of War at the same time, and they're pretty similar games. So it's tough to try to play two of those games at the same time.
Yeah, I don't think I didn't finish Shadow 4, and it was definitely because of Origins.
Right.
So
Yeah. I still have it in my backlog.
Yeah, I've just finished Assassin's Creed Black Flag and Unity in the last couple of months.
oh jeez,
Very.
that's
So
a lot of
I
Assassin's Creed.
I went from them to Origins, and it's very different. It's much better now. Definitely much
Oh, yeah.
better.
Origins
It's
just
night and day.
what they did to the combat system in Origins. It's so much better. It feels so much more tactile, I think, compared to the old
Yeah.
games where it's here's a button highlight, hit B now right above your head. Like
Right. I wish I would have done that, Sweeney, because I've tried to go back and play through Black Flag. I think I got 2/3 of the way through the game, and it's tough. It's almost
Yeah.
unplayable at this point.
It was on my backlog for a long time, and this year I've promised myself to clear some games and just delete them off my
Right.
Xbox. And I've done 5 so far this year, and
Boy.
they were 2 of them.
One a month.
Unity,
That's
and
awesome.
That's what I'm
that's really
trying.
good.
1 a month. 1 new game and 1 old game a month. It's my task.
Dang. Good on you. That's what I told myself I was gonna do this year, and I don't think I've beat a game yet. So
Red Dead.
no, Red Dead isn't over. I still have an epilogue and a half to play.
Oh, that doesn't count.
It does count. It's 2 giant chunks of story. The last thing I was gonna say about Origins is that I like Bayek a lot. He feels like
Yeah.
you kind of just feel like you're the sheriff of ancient
Yeah.
Egypt. Like he's a great
Cool.
character.
He looks like the footballer who plays for Liverpool, Mo Salah, as well, so that helps me.
You're like, get him, Mo. Get him, Mo.
Get him, Mo.
So he's yelling the whole time.
Yeah, singing a song while I'm slicing people up.
Brutal. All right. Chocolate, this one's exciting. You got into The Messenger, which is one of the games that I've beat these past couple of years, and I know
Yes.
Moose, you beat it too, right?
I did.
This is a real good game.
Yeah, it was on sale, so it wasn't a lot off. I think it was only a few dollars, so I picked it up. I thought I'd try it, and I'm quite impressed with it. I think I've only gone through maybe two levels, if that. But yeah, I like the quirky kind of 16-bit style graphics. I'm very frustrated with the jump, hit the pole.
Oh, that took
To
some
get the
getting
double.
used to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a little bit frustrating.
Jump, hit, jump. It
Yeah,
becomes
anything you
natural
attack gives
eventually.
you another jump.
Yeah, and trying to watch the or trying to recognise the patterns of is it fire dragons or whatever the little things are that pop those shooting fireballs can get a little bit annoying.
Just you wait, my friend.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
I literally was screaming out loud when I was playing that game at points.
but right at the beginning, it feels really nice, really tight, and you
Yeah,
are
it's your
remembering.
fault when you die. It's not the controls at all. It's definitely you.
Yeah, you've definitely misjumped or mistimed. But so far, I haven't found any frustrating kind of I'm going to throw my Switch across the table or anything like that. So I'm quite happy with it.
So have you have run into the portals now that actually switched from 8 to 16 then?
Oh, no, I've gone into the. Is that where the shopkeeper is? No, that's going back. No, so I've gone as far as the shop. I'm on the second shop.
So you're to the first or the second boss fight?
Oh no, I haven't touched the boss
I
yet.
think you're at the first boss fight then.
Yeah, haven't touched the boss.
Got to be close.
So yeah, he's got a ways to go before because he's got to go all the way up to that city in the sky or whatever.
Before the
In
switch.
order to switch back and forth.
So that's what
Right.
sucks. It sucks that you already know what the twist is going to be with the 8:16 thing, but
But it's in every preview of the game. It's in the trailer.
that's true. I definitely knew that was coming when I was playing it, and it didn't really
Right.
hinder the experience by any means. So
No, and the story makes me laugh so far that you're this
Yeah, that guy's
kid who
hilarious.
doesn't kind of care. Oh yeah, what is all this? I have to read the scrolls and I have to do my training, and then the inevitable. Oh no, the world's going to be destroyed. Why didn't I read my textbooks? Oh damn.
yeah, the game is definitely self-aware of itself. I
Yeah.
feel like
It
the
doesn't take
shopkeeper.
itself-
Oh, the shopkeeper's
He doesn't
hilarious.
take himself too seriously at all.
And
But yeah,
at first I didn't like the humor for whatever reason, but the shopkeeper grew on me, I think.
I'm enjoying it.
Claptrap.
Yeah, a claptrap esque. That's what it does remind me of. But yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. Like I said, I haven't played too much, but It was quite nice. My wife's granddad was up, so as they were watching some rubbish on Netflix, I kind of looked at them, opened my Switch up, and quietly played. So the win for me.
There you
That
go.
sounds lovely, chocolate.
It was good.
Sweeney, I hate talking about this game, but Football Manager. If I have to talk about the same games anymore, I'm just gonna quit.
Sorry about that, buddy.
You're good.
So the reason I'm playing it is because it's quite easy to play and watch a series at the same time. So I have it on my PC and I'm watching Game of Thrones from series 1 at the same time. I'm currently on series 5, so I've done that in
Oh, boy.
2 weeks.
Nice.
Gosh.
So I've
That's the way
piled
to
some
do it.
hours in. I'm currently using a local team, Southport, which are in the 6th tier of the English leagues. I won the first league, so I'm now in the 5th tier, and I'm currently 3rd in that division. It's, I think, the first couple of hours in the game, you just got to set your training, your tactics, get the right staff in, do some scouting, get some decent players in, and it really, you can just continue through the game and just play and hope that you win. I think, I'm not sure if it's easier than it used to be, because about 5 or 6 years ago, when I used to really be into it, it was much harder. I feel like I've either got great tactics and a great team, or it's just gone much easier than it used to be.
I think you're just the Football Manager king. So
That might be what it is. Me and chaotic.
So
And
you
then
don't
O'Reilly
actually
does his Football Manager.
you don't actually play soccer or football, right? You
no,
just
Moose, you don't.
coach the game.
Why would you bother playing it, right?
Yeah, I think they tried doing this with Madden, and it lasted like 1 year.
So there's a Hockey Manager one, and
Is there really?
yes, in the early Football Manager days, you used to get it free as a code when you bought Football Manager. You got the Hockey Manager also.
Oh,
So
God.
I've played both. They're quite similar, to be honest. It's just a sim.
Right.
People sim playing farms. People sim
Yeah.
doing all sorts, don't they? Football
Stardew
Managers.
Valley, but soccer team.
Yeah, Football Manager's arguably the most successful sports sim. Anyway, it's
Oh,
been
yeah.
around since 1996.
Oh,
the
but it's
same-
had different variations of.
So it was Championship Manager first, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then it's gone to Football Manager now. The same people basically.
Ooh.
That was strange. Yeah, so that's my Football Manager experience. I'm only probably really playing it because I'm watching Game of Thrones.
It's a good
That's quite
second screen
intense.
game.
Right.
It's quite intense to do both because sometimes you do have to do you have to be well into either watching Game of Thrones because there's some subplots in there that you can miss really quick.
Yeah, I understand that. But I really don't have to concentrate on Football Manager. I can literally not do anything for 20 minutes. It doesn't move. It just stays on the same screen. So I can watch. If I'm really into Game of Thrones, I'll just watch Game of Thrones and then now and again press space to continue.
Oh, I used to love that space bar in the old days. You used to have to wait down your space bar to speed up the game.
Yeah,
Just put something on your space bar and come back later.
Yeah, just to speed up the game. It used to be hilarious. We're going to lose all our listeners talking about this. We'll,
I was going to say, even
Yeah, we're
Fist is
moving
in
on
chat,
now.
and he said, I'm a footy fan, but even he gets bored with Football Manager. So I'm with you, Fist. I hear you. All right. Man, Division. Is anyone playing the Division? I know we have a
Yes.
raid coming out. It's already out, isn't it? It came out
came out
last
today,
week.
didn't it? Was it last week?
The 16th. I mean, by the time this comes out, yeah, it was
Oh, yeah.
last Thursday.
Time travel. Oh,
Are you guys playing it at all? Is anyone trying to get Raid
I'm
ready?
trying. I'm trying.
so yeah, I'm still only level 22. I just
So you're
put my
not
time in
close.
other
Okay.
games.
And Chocolate's level
Cool.
13 because that's what he
Yeah,
was 2
I'm
weeks
like-
ago.
I'm not doing well at all. Me, Super Kate, Trix, and who else jumped in? I think Chester jumped in drunk. Chaotic was there as well. Sorry. Um, yeah, damn. I'm struggling trying to level up. It is tough.
Sounds like I need to get with Cabo here because he said he just stopped a little bit ago and he's at 440 for his gear score. I'm in World Tier 5 and I think I'm like 450 something, but I gotta do like 2 missions to unlock the raid, and then I gotta apparently optimize everything, or I'm just wasting my time.
Yeah. I just prefer playing with friends rather than
Right,
randoms. So
that
I like
too.
to wait till, say, Choco's on or Catrix. I've got a cousin who's been playing with me, or even Mox. I've been badgering Ryan to get on and play with him, because playing with randos just isn't the same, is it?
No, you
No,
need that
I did a
squad of
lot of
friends.
Yeah.
right. I did a lot of getting to level 30 by myself, and it's tough. There's no communication, and that's almost at that point. It's a game that you can play in the background while doing something else if you need to.
And isn't
Yeah.
there, speaking of not playing with randos, there's not even matchmaking for the raid, I
No,
don't think, right?
no. I think there's too much communication needed in order for you to play with randos.
Me and Fists had lots of problems at the beginning playing with randos. We'd be leaving one room and they just run
Quit.
straight into the next battle
Oh,
without
jeez.
letting anybody reload, or sometimes wait for your gear to refresh,
And then
and
you get
they're just
slingshotted forward.
exactly, and you're running
Yeah,
back straight into another battle. You're like, come on, let us reload first.
Yeah.
that's rough. I had pretty good luck with playing matchmaking. The only problems I would have sometimes is we'd get to the last boss fight of whatever the mission was, and some people would find it to be too hard. So then I would be soloing with a boss by myself, and literally just sit there for an hour by yourself and respawn in the same spot and get killed and respawn and get killed. And
Oh,
that's a little bit frustrating.
Soul destroying.
Right.
But I might try to get something going tonight for anybody listening live. I think me and Arrow Ben might be trying to do some stuff, get our gear score up, and optimize some things because I think he's ready to raid, but none of us are. So,
Ben's hit that game hard, hasn't he? He's
oh
he's
yeah,
fallen in Division 2 because he's reading the books and everything, isn't he?
oh yeah, that's where I met Ben was on Division 1. So I knew he was going to be hooked in, head over heels, hook, line, and sinker, whatever you want to say. But it's time for me to catch up now.
I don't know what's happening to me. I don't know if loot and shoots just aren't keeping my attention, or it's just I go so hard on them and initially that I just burn out on them. But I don't know.
You've been on vacation in the middle of it.
Yeah, that's true. It was
That's
right
the
after
problem.
I did as
Yeah,
much as I could and then left for a
yeah.
week, and then I felt behind probably, even though I was still probably ahead of a lot of people
Yeah,
anyways.
because you were at World Tier 4 or 5, right?
Yeah, I was up at 4. 5 wasn't even around when I left. So then
Oh, that's right.
that happened like the day I left for vacation, and then it was like, well, everybody's probably there. Nah, I'm done. So
You haven't played the title base in Stronghold then?
no, I haven't. Nope.
Okay. Yeah, we need to do that.
Yeah, if I can tear myself away from Sea of Thieves, I think I have
That's
a
what
problem.
I was gonna say. I always end up freaking on a helicopter or on a freaking pirate ship. So
It's not my fault. I mean, my word of advice to you, Moose, would just be, don't play video games with me. It's
I know.
it's not great.
It's fun.
Um,
Well, when he's around and plays, I mean.
yep.
Who are you saying when he's around?
Oh, well, didn't you two have a little sleep on the galleon while we were hard at work?
Oh man,
Absolutely.
yeah. Let's get into some Sea of Thieves talk quick. It's another weekly episode of Cross Atlantic. I mean, this makes sense. Cross Atlantic Sea of Thieves talk.
Arr.
So yeah, we linked up with. We started with Dan Pod. It was me, Dan Pod, Moose, Chocolate. That was it. And then Dan Pod dropped. Chestar
Jumped in.
jumped in. I was watching my nephew, so I was muted the whole time because he was sitting next to me at my desk playing Minecraft. So he literally, I don't know how you guys do this, but he had to narrate every single thing that was happening, but then also had to ask a question in between those breaths about something that was happening. And so I just had to use text chat. And then my parents showed up eventually, and I just ended up making my guy in Sea of Thieves go have a nap and let everybody else do all the work. And I think my computer timed out. I don't even know if I was actually still in game by the time you guys turned stuff in, but
Dude, that was the best quest I've ever done.
Oh my god, chests galore.
I don't know if anybody in chat or anybody in Discord is super into Sea of Thieves, Doc. But I got a quest, a gold orders quest that had gold trimmer on the outside, and then when we activated it, it had 8 maps, and each map had at least 3 chests, and I think the most we found was 8 chests on one island. So I think there were like 20 or 30 chests on this quest, and we only ended up getting about half of them.
I'm just
Yeah,
curious
man.
if they're still going to be there, like all the ones
Right,
we
if
didn't
it's still
go.
gonna be, I don't think so because it was active. Once you make it active, it goes away once you sign
See,
off,
we
I
had to
believe.
have like 6 hours of time or just
Right,
better
yeah. And we
people
took
on our
down a
ship.
Kraken.
Oh yeah, did the Kraken as well, didn't we?
Yep. So we
We,
made
um,
about 40,000 in a few hours. If Chocolate was more efficient on the boat, we could have probably made more money. But
Yeah,
he's learning. He's getting there.
that was probably my
Yeah.
favorite part is that Chocolate was hopping in and you know you don't play a ton to be fair, and then I look up and like who's on the wheel giving the orders. It's
Yeah.
Chocolate up there, and I was like, what is happening?
The
I'm
wrong man.
down at the map trying to tell him where to go, and we were just spinning in circles.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and at one point he's like,
Yes.
hit anchor, and it was
No,
like as
don't
we were
drop the anchor.
smashing into a rock. It's like, well, that call would have been good about 30 seconds ago.
That's because you guys were all just messing around doing that. You were shooting out of a cannon from.
we were making money,
Oh.
Chocolate. You
Listen,
murder
it-
everything and dig up all the treasure. That's how you
Pirate's
play the game.
life is hard, but that game has changed. I know I said it probably shows and shows and shows ago. The game has changed again so much. It's the first game that came out is nothing. It was literally a shell. This is an unbelievable game now.
There's no better
So
time to be
good.
playing.
Yeah, and Chocolate,
it's
you haven't
about
even gotten
time
into
I
the Tall
jumped in
Tales
then.
section of it yet.
Do it, Sweeney. Do it.
Yeah,
I'll
it's
play with you right
not-
after the
Never played it.
podcast while
It's
they
good.
play Division 2.
I have to download it.
Oh, you've got to get it. It is so funny. The humour, the costumes in there. It's unreal.
The
So
art style isn't my favourite type. It's like
Yeah,
I don't
cel
really like
shading,
Fortnite's
cartoon
art
stuff.
style.
just look
Yeah,
at the
that's like-
ocean. Just look into the water. That's all you need.
Well, just look at the
That's what
colours.
Fist
It's
says.
it's so vibrant. The whole world is ridiculously vibrant. It's excellent.
Okay, so I will jump in.
All
You
right.
sold it to me. Just
So
have to download it.
um,
Maybe the next community play.
Oh,
if you only want 4 people, I think that's all they
We
can
will
actually
not
go
get
to.
on a server.
No, they don't.
Together?
You can't hook up
No?
on the server yet because I don't think they.
I think it would have to be dumb luck to end up on a server
Right.
with someone you know.
Could you imagine?
Unfortunately.
Well, I'm quite dumb.
Yep. Okay.
Got you there, Risky.
Yeah, you sure did. That's really all I've been playing was Blackout and Sea of Thieves this week. I did have one Sea of Thieves story because that's what this game is great. Like this is what makes it great is the stories that you can derive from playing this game. I was on a solo sloop by myself. I went towards a skull fort. Why would I do that? That doesn't make a lot of sense because it's one person trying to go fight a skull fort. Kind of dumb. Whatever. So I roll up there and there's a galleon sitting at the skull fort. They were on comms. I was on my PC, so I had my talk to text or whatever, or talk to push to talk. That I don't understand PCs still. I had that on, and I walked up to these guys and I was like, "Hey, I'm friendly. Like, I'll help or whatever if I can just get one of the like major items out of the stronghold. I'll help you guys do this. Blah blah blah." And they were like, "Yeah, all right, cool, let's do it." So we did all this. It took maybe like 15, 20 minutes. We got through the stronghold super quick. And then we all went down to the loot room after we checked to make sure it was clear. So we were all sitting there talking on the comms, whatever. And then the one kid's like, all right, well, we're going to take the gunpowder, the skelly keg thing, and we're going to take that to our ship because we just because to be safe, whatever. And I'm like, all right, yeah, that's fine. I'll literally take whatever. I'll take the skull. I'll take the chests. Like, I'm easy. And then we were in alliance, so we were going to make money off each other anyways. I just wanted the full profit from one thing. So I did this, and then about 10 seconds later, I hear this giant explosion. And
no.
wouldn't you know it, that the dude that was running back their chest to their ship put it on
Activated
mine,
it.
put it on my
Oh,
ship,
what a dickhead.
blew it up, And as soon as I heard it, I sprinted out of the little like tunnel, just booking it for my ship. And then these kids all just opened fire on me as I was running away and just murdered me, cut me down. They shut their mics off like immediately. And dude, it was like it was such a roller coaster because I was so pumped. I was like, oh, I finally met people that don't suck and like want to play together. This is awesome. Like this is one of those experiences I wanted from this game. And then it turned out exactly the Sea of Thieves way that it should have.
Nah,
and
bruh, it's pirates.
yeah, they murked me, and that was that. So, and they shut down our alliance before they turned all their stuff into. So it's like they killed me,
What the hell?
blew up my ship, cut off the alliance, and then turned it in. Like, man, those guys really were some
That's
pirates. Yeah, it was rough, but it's one of those cool stories, though. I don't know. I love the stuff you can get out of that game, even if it is frustrating sometimes. But
I was going to ask
when you're
you.
playing solo, basically you gotta. When you see somebody coming to you and you know they're not friendly, you just scuttle your ship and cut your losses and
Yep.
turn off the Xbox. Basically,
it's like, hey, it was worth a try. That's when you just don't leave the docks. You just fish off the docks and then just go turn in some fish or something easy.
Dude, that's what I did the other night by myself. Is I just went to, checked all the barrels at the outpost you start at, got a bunch of worms, and then sailed to the seaport and literally fished off the back of my deck. Went down, cooked the trophy fish, and sold them as I did it, and I made like $5,000 in an hour or so.
Yeah, which is decent sitting by yourself, just
Right,
fishing.
Yeah. Fishing's entertaining, so. Because I remember, a lot of people used to complain about the monotony of sailing from island to island and all of that stuff. Well, now you can fish the whole time, and you don't even need bait. You can catch fish with just a hook.
Which is awesome. I love that they added that just to give you
Right.
something to do while you're waiting, just sailing and sailing and sailing.
Oh, yeah, and then when we killed the Kraken last night, you get Kraken meat, and you can cook that and sell it, too.
You sure can. It's Sea of Murder everything, literally now. Just
Nothing is safe.
anything
at all.
breathing, just kill it. Either take its treasure, take its meat. It's great.
It was crazy, though, because we killed the Kraken and got all the treasure, and then all of a sudden it came back with, like, one last gasp and tried to take us down.
Yeah, that was weird. I've never seen it do that. Like, we took out
Right.
4 limbs. I thought it was, like, pretty much gone, and then it just popped up again. It's like, hey, I'm not
When all of
gone.
us are in the water trying to get treasure.
Yep.
I did find trying to find the loot from the Kraken was not easy at all. Apart from
Because
that,
you
I think
ate the water, yep.
yeah. Apart from that, I think it was one skull or maybe 2 skulls that were shining. The rest was quite tough, or tough for me anyway.
You'll get there, buddy.
Well,
you
thank
sure
you.
will.
Attaboy.
All right.
Go, buddy.
Did anyone have anything else before we move on?
Yeah, we got a
Not
win in
me.
Blackout last night.
Oh,
Finally.
yeah.
After like
Bring
4
that
nights
up.
of playing. Holy cow.
God, it's been like 3 or 4 days of playing and not getting wins. And it's really been wearing on me. And then last night we were like, all right, well, we're not going to stop playing until we win. I think we started. What time did we start? 9 my
8
time,
my
maybe.
time.
8 your time. Okay, so 10 my
Yeah,
time.
10 your
I
time.
signed off at 4 a.m. after we finally got a win, or 3:30 ish. But
A win and then a loss that nobody really wanted to win, I think.
oh yeah, if I was the last person alive, I would have just thrown a Molotov at my feet and like, oh, sorry guys, we were so close. So it's been rough. I think I need to take a minute away from that game, and that's probably also why I'm bad because I haven't been playing it religiously lately. But
But I guess we haven't told or talked about, the new map with the, what is it, the Cypher?
yeah, whatever. The ninja
I
guy with
forget
the sword.
Yeah, the ninja. Well, he or she blew up the dam, and now the town below is kind of in chaos. And our favorite place is Array.
It's washed out, isn't it?
Oh
You're,
yeah, the ship got knocked over, and now the whole docks are flooded, and
It's just the worst.
I don't know where to land.
The 8-pack. That's all we do now.
That's right. Yeah, now we just go to 8-pack. They built 2 more houses, 2 more little McMansions over
Yeah.
in the 6-pack. So there's 8
McMansion.
houses there. That's what they are.
Is the Meg still playing it risky?
Yeah, when she's been, I think it's because she's been at work a lot lately. But yeah, it's either Sea of Thieves or that. So
That's okay. Isn't it?
it's something.
So you
I
must
guess.
love when I rub in the Apex wins for the last couple of weeks.
Sounds like we're playing Apex tonight.
Yeah, we're done here. I'm
We
gonna
are
sign
out.
off now. I got some Apex to play. See you guys later. All right. So normally this next section, which would be Game Pass Roulette, would be happening this episode, but because of all the weird stuff that happened around episode 50, stuff getting just whatevered, we're going to extend this Game Pass Roulette, which is For the King, to June 4th. That's episode 55. So it'll be a few days before June 4th that we would take feedback, questions, that kind of stuff for the segment. Sweeney, though, are you playing For the King?
Yeah, I've had probably about an hour into it so far. It's okay. It reminds me of a less violent Mutant Year Zero, I'd say.
Okay, cool.
A more magical and fantasy-driven type, with a different art style. It's good.
I think it focuses a lot more on teamwork, though, right?
Yes, I'd say so. And you can
don't
also
want to venture
co-op.
out alone, or you end up getting worked by somebody. If you're within like a square of any of your teammates that are fighting, then you can get drawn into the fight, and you can have all three players fighting against whoever's against you.
I
So
noticed that.
Kinda... Go ahead, Sweeney. Sorry.
My first game, I went wandering with all three different directions and got destroyed.
Yeah.
So I stuck together my second game, and all three of them kept joining in the fights.
Cool. All right, so we'll definitely have a full discussion about For the King, episode 55. But I just wanted to see, Sweeney, if you were enjoying the opening hours of it at least.
It's okay. It's a solid 7 out of 10 so far.
All right, hey, I'll take that for some of the compared to some of the crap we've been playing.
It's got an art style that Sweeney doesn't really like either. It's kind of got that cell shading, claymation type art on it too.
And it's tough when you have to stare at that the whole entire time you're trying to play a game, just not enjoying the way it looks. That's tough.
I can hopefully try and get past it.
Struggle through it.
Struggle, yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, with that, we can get into some news. All right, Chocolate, give me some headlines from this past week in gaming.
So, I need to get there. Where am I? Here we go. So, Dauntless, full release.
All right, so Dauntless, this game has been in open beta since May of 2018. The best way to describe this game, I would say, is Monster Hunter with an art style like Fortnite.
Yeah.
If you guys have seen the game.
Paladins, something like that, yeah.
Yep. So it's coming out full release May 21st. It is a free-to-play game. So you can pick that up in the day that you're listening to this, I think. Actually, if that's how time travel works, you can pick this up today on your Xbox.
That's correct.
And they are going to have mobile and Switch versions of this, which the mobile one, that seems interesting. That seems like a full feature-rich game. So I don't know how that's going to work on mobile, but I've seen crazier things, I guess.
I think us as gamers are just going to have to embrace mobile as a platform because they just keep forcing it down our throats, and it's got to be good at some point, right?
You can play Apex, and you can play your Fortnite and Dauntless, just everything.
Yeah.
There'll be every game on every device. Whether it be good is another story.
You know, as soon as you can, well, I know you can do it now, but I don't know how easy it is for a person like me to do it, is connect your Xbox controller to your phone via Bluetooth, and then you should be able to play with a controller, correct?
If you say so. I have no idea.
In my brain, it works.
I mean, yeah, that makes sense, I guess. That's really it for that story, though. Just Dauntless is coming out today.
Yay! So our next one, Super Mario Maker 2 Direct.
All right, so Nintendo had a Direct that was specifically for Super Mario Maker 2. And just a few new things that they announced in that Direct for this game is that there's going to be co-op So you can design and build levels with one other person, and that's going to be locally, though, which kind of seems like a missed opportunity. But if you are sitting in front of a big TV with someone else, you guys can design, build your levels, test them out together. So that's pretty cool. And then once you actually publish your maps, you can run through them with 4 people online in co-op. So I guess that's kind of where I thought it was weird. It was that you could build them, but you can only do it with one person, and it had to be locally. But if you wanted to run through them, once they're published, you could do it with up to 3 more people, and you could do that online. So that's kind of weird.
So what's the objective when you're doing it with 4 people? Is it like a race or collect points?
I'm not actually sure. I would just assume just getting through the level, because I don't think the person in... Oh, I guess, yeah, I have no idea, dude. I'm trying to think if when you're playing with 4 people online, if you see everyone on the screen at the same time, so like you can't pull out ahead of people, or a race makes more sense where you can see only yourself, like the camera will stick with you, and then you're racing for these levels, I think.
Or it could be a chicken horse thing where, you try to keep everybody else from finishing.
And you just like drop blocks out from under them and add...
Yeah, I don't know.
Flamethrower plant
I never played
things.
Mario Maker 1 on the 3DS or Nintendo DS. So, did you guys?
I didn't. These builder games have never really been for me. Like the things where I'm just creating levels.
I want other people to do the hard work, and I just want to have the fun.
Exactly.
That's the way you do it, isn't it?
And then some other things that were added. New themes. They're doing a nighttime mode, and apparently the nighttime mode can actually affect the way some things play out in levels. They didn't really go too specifically into that. They added Red Yoshi and Angry Sun as playable characters. They also added a single-player story mode, which could also be interesting, I suppose.
So there was no campaign, I guess, in the first game?
Apparently not. They made it seem like this was a big deal. So get your Super Mario Maker single-player story on, I guess.
I guess this might be one of those ones where, I don't know if you guys saw this week, Nintendo dropped a new deal where you can buy 2 game tokens for $99.
Oh, I love this idea.
So basically it gives you access to 2 $60 titles for $100.
Well,
so
hang on. Asterisk on that. There's only a very small...
Yeah, I hope they open it up more. But that's not very Nintendo of them to do stuff like that, is it?
No, it's I think I think there's only I want to say 12 titles, and they seem Nintendo titles only. If I'm right,
got to be first party. So it's what Zelda, Mario Kart. I hope Mario Maker's in there. Possibly.
I think Smash is in there as well.
Yeah, Splatoon. There's a few, Nintendo's got some great first-party titles. So if you're looking, if you're new to the Switch or looking to get a Switch, going that route can save you quite a bit of money when they're $60 a pop and rarely go on sale.
It's pretty awful when you list off all those first-party Nintendo games, most of which I have, and then I think about my combined hours in those games, and it's like 5.
I have more in the Messenger than I have in Breath of the Wild and Mario Odyssey combined.
I actually beat Mario Odyssey, so that was different. But Breath of the Wild, that's a game I should have went back to.
Dude, I think we talked about it a couple of weeks. I tried to go back, and it took me a good hour to figure out even what I was doing.
To figure out what was going on, yeah.
Yeah.
That's rough.
It's tough. And then the last part of this new Super Mario Maker is that Koji Kondo is actually composing new music for it. So it's not just going to be old Mario tracks from the other games. There's going to be some new soundtracks. So that's actually pretty awesome if you're into video game music.
Heck yeah.
Mario music has always been awesome.
That's right. Some new synthesizer music coming.
Yeah, buddy. That's it, though.
Okay. This is a strange one. Netflix are going to be at E3.
Yeah, when I read this, I was kind of like, what? Huh? Why? But I guess when you're the most popular streaming service in the world, why not dip your hands into some video games?
As well.
So at E3 this year, the E3 Coliseum, where they do all of the panels and whatnot, Netflix is actually going to be hosting one called "Bringing Your Favorite Shows to Life: Developing Netflix Originals into Video Games." So this was kind of teased because we kind of knew that we were getting a Stranger Things game. So it's going to be Stranger Things 3, and that was shown off at the Video Game Awards last year.
And that's on PC and mobile, is that right?
Yeah, that sounds right because the only other Stranger Things game, I played that on my phone, and it was actually a surprisingly good, like, top-down little fetch questing RPG thing. I don't even know what to call it, but that wasn't bad, and this kind of just looks like the next part of that, and it's supposed to tie into season 3 of Stranger Things. So Netflix making games though. Interesting.
They've got to spend their money somehow.
Any Netflix originals that you guys would like to see maybe turned into a video game?
The Ozark.
Oh man,
the backstory for that
That'd be
is
pretty cool. But that's like GTA basically, right?
it kind of, yeah, but in
GTA
Ozark,
in Missouri.
yeah, exactly.
What else?
Once you call it GTA Missouri, I guess it kind of loses its appeal.
Yeah,
trash that one.
Oh, it still sounds like an awesome game. I'm trying to think.
The thing is, there's so many things on Netflix, I think, that has the weight, has the backstory to be a potential good game, but then it's...
Slobby Robbie as like a retail sim. And you'd go out to thrift stores and find clothes and stuff, and then bring it back to your shop and jack them up like 1,000%.
What is a Slobby Robbie?
Dude, you haven't watched Slobby Robbie?
No, should I?
Oh, everybody listen up. This is a guy that lives down in, I want to say Tucson, Arizona, where U of A is. And he literally now he pays people to go out to thrift shops and buy like monster truck t-shirts and wrestling t-shirts and, stuff that looks like it's from the 80s and 90s. And he brings them back to his shop and sells them for $125, dude.
Oh,
he sounds like the worst.
He sells Gucci knockoff shirts for like $75 that you like buy at a flea market because it's like on trend and hot right now. So people pay stupid amounts of money for these things.
Oh, that guy's a legend.
I would say he's a legit genius then.
Yeah. You could go to Thailand though and pick up all these things for next to nothing and make even more profit.
That sounds like a lot of work. He just goes to Goodwill Chocolate.
I'm also pretty sure I don't want to play Slobby Robbie's video game.
Okay, bad idea too.
Just my 2 cents.
For me, the Netflix original I wouldn't mind playing is Mindhunter. I think that's what it was called.
Oh, the serial killer one where they interview, or no, was that a fictional show? Was that fiction?
I think it was fiction.
I think it was too.
Yeah, but maybe a bit like LA Noire where you have to read the face and read things they're doing and solve crimes that way as a Netflix original, maybe.
That wouldn't be bad. Interviewing serial killers, but trying to get into their heads.
Yeah, and trying to solve other
actual murder mysteries and stuff.
Yeah, that'd be quite cool.
Narcos,
obviously, yeah, 100%.
That seems like also a no-brainer. Just like a game that has to deal with the Mexican cartel and stuff. I don't know. A lot of easy pickings there. Although that's probably just GTA Mexico, right? So.
Yeah, Medellin.
Did you ever play the Scarface game?
I didn't know.
No,
oh God, wasn't that on PlayStation 2?
Yeah, it was superb as well.
I vaguely remember playing it, but not that much.
You had to sell drugs on the corner on your very first start. It was great. It was quite funny.
That's awesome. Fist brought up one in chat. He said Bird Box.
Okay.
I feel like that would be the quietest game. Like you would have to hook your mic up to it maybe, so you couldn't make like noise.
That would kind of be on the same par as Hellblade. Spatial awareness using the headphones. Could you imagine all
Yeah, and
Oh,
then
that'd
just
be
make it so if you sneeze into your mic, you're gonna get murder. It's gonna be awesome.
yeah.
It's Bird Box was not seeing though, weren't it? So how would you do that? Be tough. Be good though. Good
Oh,
idea.
is Bird Box that's the Vision one? What is the one
Yeah,
I'm
where they
thinking of?
mush
I'm
the
thinking of A
blindfolds
Quiet
them.
Place. A Quiet Place was the one where they couldn't make noise or they got attacked.
I
Right.
haven't seen
Pretty
that.
much the same movie, just different
Just
Different
different.
senses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I never saw Bird Box. I don't do spooky anymore. I'm too old for that crap.
It was
I
a
mean,
good.
you-
It was a good spooky though. I think.
I think it
it's
was
not
okay.
Like, yeah, it wasn't like too much.
So it's kind of like I enjoyed Signs. It wasn't too spooky for me, but it's still a good movie.
I don't know. There's actually a few scenes that are pretty gruesome in Bird Box. So,
Yeah, there are actually.
all right.
So let's get you in the heart. Anyway, moving swiftly on. The next one, Red Dead Online update. Now this is going to be massive.
Yeah, so this is their biggest update. This was them updating into 1.0, I guess. So it's no longer Red Dead Online beta, which it's been in beta since the game came out because it didn't launch. Did Red Dead Online launch with GTA 5 or it came out a couple weeks
It was
after
like
it?
a month afterwards.
Month after? Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're adding a whole bunch of stuff. New co-op missions, new NPC quest givers. There's going to be competitive fishing, bird shooting, and herb picking. How fun does competitive herb picking sound? No one? Are you sure? Okay. They're also adding in a defensive playstyle. This is going to be akin to passive mode in GTA Online, where you just couldn't be attacked and you couldn't attack people. But what this is going to do is going to make it so you can't lasso other people. And it also makes it so you can't lock onto other players, but other players also can't lock onto you. So it's just going to make it way harder to actually kill other people, but it's going to make it way harder for other people to kill you. So it's a cool little system that isn't just shutting out any type of PvP encounter completely. There also won't be critical hits, and headshots aren't going to kill you in one shot like it would normally in PvP. So
That was a problem. It really was.
yeah,
Once you finished your whatever it was, 6 campaign missions on Red Dead Online, that's basically all it was.
who had
people
better
shooting
aim?
you or dragging you behind horses. That was about all there was to do. And also, all the unofficial fight clubs that would happen. Everybody just meets in the middle of the street and makes a big circle, and they just start punching each other in the face.
I kind of love that though.
When there's nothing else to do, what do? Punch each other in the face.
Precisely. And then later this summer, they're introducing a thing called roles. And the ones that they're rolling out initially are going to be bounty hunter, trader, collector, and then there's going to be some more. But those are going to be the first 3. I'm assuming when you take on those roles, you're probably going to gain XP from doing those certain activities, depending on which role you have. And then maybe have like a certain set of cosmetics that are only for said role. Things like that.
Sea of Thieves factions is what I get from that.
Yeah, that seems fair. Do certain things to get rep for a certain thing, and then earn certain thing.
Get shiny things for doing things.
Precisely. That's all we got for news. It's a short one. These live shows, is this what we need to do from now on to keep these podcasts short?
I think Chocolate's been here the
Have a
whole
little-
time, too.
A little bit of news on Apex.
Go for it.
Just a patch notes came out today, a couple of hours ago. It's expected to be announced that it'll be live from Monday. It's saying early next week, Monday. They're mainly fixing audio issues. So one of the main things is they're increasing the volume of enemies nearby because people were complaining they weren't loud enough, and people were also complaining about the time from when you start the game in the plane or helicopter till when you jump. The volume is really loud, so they're lowering that down as well. And the main thing, I think I spoke to you about this earlier on, Risky, Gibraltar's sticky shield is no longer going to be sticky, as people have exploited it by putting Octane's trampoline on, sticking it onto his shield and bouncing off him
No.
and doing other
Using him
things.
as a-
Yeah.
That's the funniest thing, dude. I can't believe that was actually a problem that they had to address. I love it.
But people were throwing grenades, like teammates were throwing grenades at Gibraltar.
awesome.
It was sticking to him, and he was just running into crowds of people and blowing them all up. So they've got the rest of the weekend to exploit, and then it's gonna be turned off.
So this is the perfect time to be playing Apex.
Yeah,
That's it.
it sounds like they turned Gibraltar into a diva bomb.
That's my character gone. Damn.
Go figure.
Biggest hitbox. Good choice, Jack.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right. Anyone else have any more news stories they'd like to add?
Oh, the new May update on the Xbox OS is out. Or
Oh,
will
yeah?
be out shortly.
And what can we find there?
You can find lots of things, but if I had that information in front of me, that would be amazing. It's mainly to do with friends, your friend list, what friends are playing. They've kind of drilled into the overall aesthetic of that, and the information you can get. I can't tell you what it is, but that's out shortly. So you'll be getting a big update on your OS at some point.
Do you have a date for it? Sometime in May? We're gonna go with that.
We're gonna go. It's the May update, so yeah,
May
at some
16th.
point. Well done, Sweeney.
Yep.
So it's already out.
Saying-
16th. It came out on Wednesday.
Yeah,
Oh.
on Wednesday.
Okay, so there was something I noticed, and I mentioned
Yep.
this in chat the other night, is that when you look at your friends tab now, you can tell exactly where they're on their Xbox from. So it'll put up like a PC if somebody's playing on PC. There's like a phone
Yep.
that will pop up, and then there's just a normal headset if they just have a headset plugged in to their Xbox. So
Just got the summary.
I saw that stuff. You found the summary? Go for it.
Yeah, it says the friends list update adds icons that will let you know at a glance what platform your friends are playing on, Xbox, PC, or mobile. As Xbox is expanding its live service to other platforms, this is likely to become increasingly important going forward. So basically that's the most of the update there. And then it says messages are getting tidied up. Message request features will more intelligently sort messages, prioritizing ones from your friends or anyone else you've communicated with, sorting others that you don't know. Basically, it's filtering your messages for you.
I think that's making when you put your friends top of your friends list, isn't it? You make them favourites.
Yeah, and I'm sure other people on here get the hi cutie messages every once in a while too from
All the
some
time.
random gamer tag.
Yeah. Me and Fitz
sorry,
have been
guys.
getting them lately.
So I think you can file those in spam and kind of keep those out of there now. And then also games and apps are getting a little cleaner too, cutting articles like a and an and the from the alphabetical sorting. So basically the main word of the title, instead of finding all your games that start with the down in T.
Oh, that's so annoying.
Right.
You
So
know what's
they're fixing
horrible
that.
is they should just eliminate the name Tom Clancy from all the games,
Right.
so I don't have to go to Tom Clancy to find
Because the Division's
Division, Wildlands,
Wildlands.
Siege. Like
Yeah,
it's just
yeah,
it's the
exactly.
worst.
I had that problem last night. I was going to G for golf club. I was like, where is golf club? I definitely downloaded it. And then I was like, oh, forget it. I went to play For the King, and it was on a different tab, and there it was.
What
The
was it
golf club.
under?
Oh, the golf club.
The golf
The
club.
golf.
Oh, so
I-
dumb.
I got that info from GameSpot.com, and that's pretty much a summary of the main points. As
It's
far as
also
the
got
Xbox update.
a play later thing, so if you download a game from Game Pass, you can click on it as a play later, and it makes a new list of your games. So that's
Oh,
almost,
that's cool. Kind of
a
like a
backlog.
watch next type tab.
yeah, like a backlog thing. So
That's cool.
Oh, that's good.
quite cool. They've also added an option to fully restart the console from your power setting screens as well, when you're just holding the X on your controller.
Oh, that's helpful.
So doing a whole system shutdown type deal.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's cool.
They've streamlined the quests in Game Pass, which I know you're doing, Risky. I know that.
Yeah,
Yep.
buddy.
We're
trying my
to do
best.
as many of those that we can.
and they're saying it's easier to uninstall games and stuff. So,
just a bunch of
made it
quality of
easier
life
to-
stuff. It sounds like.
Yeah.
Right.
That's good.
Yep.
That's what it looks like. Yeah,
Good
that was
stuff.
from the official Xbox website. That Chocolate. If you ever need to find out where Xbox updates are.
Listen, I don't do well flying from the seat of my pants. All right.
All right. So that's going to do it for the news this week. And here's the new stuff coming out this week. Moose, take it away.
Coming out this week on Tuesday, we've got Dauntless. We talked about that earlier. Team Sonic Racing for all you Sonic fans, if there are any of you out there. And then also on Thursday, all you PC fans, Total War 3 Kingdoms is coming out to PC.
And I would assume if Doc was here, he would be really excited about that game. Actually, Sweeney, don't you play a bunch of weird old games? This might not even be one of those things. It just
Yeah,
sounds
so-
like it.
I have some of the Total War collections.
There it is.
Rome, Total War. I've been playing Company of Heroes lately, and Command and Conquer. My friend in work's little brother was on the development team for Total War 3 Kingdoms as well.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. He works for Sega. He started as an apprentice, and he now writes some of the scripts and stuff like that for Total War, which is quite cool.
Does he do any of the writing for Sega for Team Sonic Racing? Do you know?
Oh, I'll have to ask.
All right, Moose. What else?
Let's see. New in Game Pass, we've got the Surge, and we've also got Lego Batman 3. And then the list for leaving Game Pass is about 5 times as long.
Quite bigger.
Yes. We've got D4, Dark Dreams Don't Die. A little alliteration there. Saints Row 4, Reelected. Devil May Cry, the Definitive Edition. Jump Jet Rex, Night Squad. Laser League, which I believe was a Games with Gold game at some point. Layers of Fear. Shantae and the Pirate's Curse. Super Mega Baseball Extra Innings, which I believe was also a Games with Gold game. Super Times Force, Lego Star Wars, the complete saga. So if you're playing that, make sure you get through that. And also Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic on OG Xbox.
It's weird because I feel like they just put Knights of the Old Republic on there. I think it was like as soon as the OG back compat stuff came out,
Right. It was last fall sometime.
and now it's gone. And I will say that the stuff that is now in Game Pass, like the stuff they've been adding this month, the list is bigger. These are just the 2 most recent additions that you can grab now. So there's still
Right.
stuff before. Because yeah, when you look at that list of games leaving May
Going away.
31st, it's kind of like, oh boy.
Yeah, I think they're trying to trickle in 2 or 3 games a week as opposed to dropping them all, the first of the month now.
Yeah, which is awesome. And one of those games is For the King. So check that out. All right. I don't even know how to stretch this show out any longer. I guess we don't need to, huh?
Short and sweet.
Just
the
like
way I
Sweeney.
it. Oh,
Aye, aye.
Oh,
Short,
Come
sweet,
on.
and
shot
bald.
from a short guy to a
Short-
short guy.
Short, sweet,
That's
and
not
bald.
right.
Hey, I am average, okay, in pretty much every aspect of my life. So 5'9's perfectly normal.
That what Mama says?
That's what she told me. Anyways, let's plug this thing up. Head on over to iTunes, rate us, leave reviews, all that fun stuff. All that does is just puts more eyes on us, helps us go up the charts, I think. I don't really know how analytics work at all, especially when it comes to iTunes. Something maybe we should know. But I'm assuming if you leave a 5-star rating and our podcast is rated at 5 stars, people are more likely to click on that. So go over and do that. You can also head on over to crossatlanticgaming.com to find links to Discord, our social media, and our YouTube content, all that good stuff. Links for most of that stuff are also in the show notes. If you'd like to support us with your hard-earned money, head on over to patreon.com/CAG podcast. And I just wanted to shout out our top-tier contributors, Chindocta and Chaotic. It's a thanks to all you patrons out there, including you, Sweeney. Love you. You guys keep this stuff going. So shout out to you. And then if for any reason you need to contact us via email, cagpodcast@gmail.com is the place to go for that. Next week's episode? Yep.
Might be anniversary.
So next week's episode is our anniversary episode. We're going to be live on Mixer again. Not hopefully. We'll be there one way or another. Just it'll
Gotcha.
hopefully it goes a little smoother the second time around. I don't think it was bad once we got it going, right?
And some nicer pictures.
Just know that our start times are soft start times.
Always, yeah.
So
It'll always be a half hour later than what we
if
say.
you show up on time, you'll get to see how the sausage is made, and it's not pretty.
That's true, and that's the uncensored half hour before the show starts. So
That's right.
You get that for free.
Kind of a little bit like Chocolate's, what do you call it? Chocolate's ramblings. I'm not going to say his saying, but, you know.
You don't want to drop any of those anytime today.
No, sir.
Oh yeah, so make sure you guys tune in. We will be live on Mixer as soon as we know when that's going to be. We'll let you know. Mixer.com/Cross-Atlantic Gaming. I think it used to be CAG Podcast. I can't keep them straight. So yeah, Mixer.com/Cross-Atlantic Gaming. Anyways, if you'd like to get a hold of me, I am at Risky the Kid everywhere. Chocolate, how about you?
At Chocolate Bear, every other matters to me.
Moose.
Moosenstein8314 in most places.
And Sweeney.
Viva Le Sweeney in most places.
All right, and then the best way to find any of us, just pop into Discord. We're all there.
That's right.
We're all there chatting every day, most days.
Come say hello.
Do it. All right, that's going to do it. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in to this week's episode of Cross Atlantic Gaming. We'll catch you guys next week for an all-new episode. Goodbye.
Take care.
Have a good week,
Bye.
guys.
All right.
5, 4, 3.
I've just done a little Irish jig in my bedroom.
Oh, I was rocking out to that. I love it. Love it when it's live as well.
All right. Who's got the dad jokes?
Who's got the worst one?
Well, we all have to say them if we're going to figure that out, I guess, right?
All right. Let's go guess
I went
first.
ahead.
Go on, Sweeney.
Yeah, go ahead. Sweeney.
Okay, I've got three little.
Three?
cheeky
What the-
jokes.
I'm just kidding.
These are my favourites. These. What you give to a sick bird?
What do you give to a sick bird?
Yes.
No idea.
Go on.
Treatment.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. All right. I went to the zoo and saw a baguette in a cage. The zookeeper said it was bred in captivity.
Oh,
no.
jeez. Wow.
That's terrible.
Thank you very much.
I figured I'd go with some barbecue jokes since we're getting into barbecue season. Why do skeletons go to barbecue?
Because they're hungry?
Looking for spare ribs.
Oh.
Man, these are pretty good. Chocolate, round it off here.
Why did the Scarecrow win an award?
No
No
idea.
idea.
Because he was outstanding in his field.
That was a good one.
All right.
Nice one, Eric.
That's,
Too clever.
that's good. Good work, everybody.
Booyah.
See you guys later.
Later.
Take care.
See you later.